everybody, or just Wendy, as this video will be late. Wendy, I kind of wanted everything pushed back to Saturday. I don't know if it was a mistake for the video and the discussion not to be pushed back. I had issues. My work decided to hire another team, which prevented me from working on anything personal. Due to, of course, we got to show the new guys that we're actually 100% professional. And not realizing that this was going into play this week, I also went ahead and removed the internet from my old apartment. So I've been trying to jump on and off with my phone. That's a whole other story to go through. But let's move on to my milestones. So I did manage to hit all the milestones. As I emailed you, I did change the loading image from a loading GIF. I found that it is possible. I'm able to do it. The method that I needed to do it, I needed the actual application to spend more time loading just the basic data and the images that I have in order for you to actually experience the GIF properly. Otherwise, you'd catch maybe 1 or 2 frames of it kind of look funky. So I created a loading image, which I like it because it kind of brings up the background. It gives you the words that it's loading, and within a few seconds, it'll go ahead and jump to it. Also here, the banks page load, everything loaded there, the footer, everything seems to be working. Down here with the buttons where you can go ahead and select add entry, that is in the process of being changed. I'm not quite sure what style I'm going to use to save this data. So without knowing the next step, I kind of left the buttons as is. So at the moment they don't do anything, they're just sitting there, they're static buttons. And these will be all these right here. And let's go ahead and run this application. See how it has that nice little loading screen. So from the beginning, everything works on here. Worked out a couple bugs for, let's say, example, the bank page went over to the left. Or if I pull the bills page, the bank page will have to recreate itself over on the right hand side, and then get pulled back over, which I did. Everything here you can scroll through and see. I got some issues with sizing I got to work with, but this is all basically static data being pulled onto the page. Got to work on more of the UI, get some coloring in there, get stuff changed around. I am working on that. This I got it working. So weekly, bi-weekly, you can see it changes the first one. It's just to show from the user point of view that something is changing and working, because as you mentioned, you're not going to go through the code. You don't want to know the code changes to it. And then now the edit page. This works out here. I found an image would have been the best thing, as that's the kind of initial end result I wanted to. And without actual data saved, kind of found this just to be a huge workaround just to get this one milestone done. Whereas this is basically the information you're going to see. Anything that you got saved would show up here, where currently you're not saving anything, so there's nothing going to show up there. You can go ahead and hit save, and it will take you right back to the bills page. You can hit edit, and then go ahead and hit add, and this is the page where I'm actually changing it, because I got the name is a text. It's going to be a text input as well as the amounts. This I initially had scheduled or set for me to go ahead and use a date picker. And this would be some sort of drop down as well as this. With 3 different types of data coming in, the date of course is different. I want to make sure I'll be able to save these properly and the method I want to save them with. So I'm still debating on that, which method I'm going to choose, if I'm going to make this a picker as well as a date, and if I'm going to make this just a few basic names in there and have the option to go ahead and hit other. But for right now, if we hit cancel, it goes back. And if we hit save, we get presented with a nice little alert that says your entry has been saved, and should technically bring you back to this page where you can see it. For the milestone 1, I'm hitting everything that I wanted to. I had minor changes to it. This page right here being one of the minor changes. Changed it from actually being able to select something to just being able to view what you're going to select. Other than that, everything seems to be running smooth, and if you notice down here also, they're all disabled when you get to these pages, so it doesn't throw up the mix of everything going on. And we could look here. I may have to add half of this over to the milestone 2. as that is where I'm going to be working out more of the back end stuff and more everything that runs behind the scenes. It will be done in Milestone 2. Well, that would be it for my video review, and thank you, and I'll see you next week.